Alright guys, it's been a pretty good day. I mean, caught 5, caught more than that, but only 5 I wanted to put on camera. Let's talk today about what I'm using. I'm up here in Bella Vista, Arkansas, and you can see I got the lake to myself. Big game's on, Arkansas, Alabama. There ain't nobody out on the water. They're all watching the game. So I come out here and fish. I do pretty good. It's been a beautiful day. Sun's shining. Well, let's talk about what I've been using. Now, you know, that's what I've been using. Now, how have I been using it? I've been skipping this thing as far up underneath the docks as I can get it. And I've been pulling out these fish. It's not been a thump. I've had to watch my line. My line's either just bounced a little bit, or I see my line going off in a direction or coming towards me. I'll set the hook. That's how all the bites have been. I've had some perch bites that pop, 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 you know, perch bites. But I started out with a jerk bait. I caught one fish that the jerk bait was bigger than the fish. I'm like, we ain't doing that. So then I pulled out the old jig, and it worked out pretty well. But how I'm doing is I've got a watermelon and purple jig. I'm using a watermelon crawl. That's all I'm using. You can get these as tungsten jig. You can get them off Amazon for like 2 for $10. They're not very expensive. Of course, I'm using my Lose SP, Pro SP, and I'm using my smash rod that I like so well for skipping. And I had one. I tried to boat flip. I shouldn't have tried to boat flip him. I should have just got the net and netted him, but I was trying to be a hero, boat flip him. It don't work on 6-pound line. That's another thing I've been using today, guys, is I'm using 6-pound line skipping underneath these docks. I don't advise that at all. And the reason I'm doing it is because the lake I'm on, it's pretty pressured. There's a lot of fishermen. I check my line constantly. I've been checking my knot constantly. I broke off 3 or 4 times today, but I don't advise using 6-pound line. Not to get underneath the docks, I just don't advise it. But I've been doing it today, and it's worked out pretty well for me. So, it has broke my heart a couple of times today. I broke off, like I said, 3 times or so. Don't know how big the fish were, but hey, I wished I could have seen them if I'd had something more. But on the other hand, who's to say if I did have something more that they would have bit? So fluorocarbon, 6-pound, Lose SP, smash rod, skipping underneath docks. They're not but maybe a foot, 6 inches deep back in them docks, and they're picking it up and swimming with it. So they're you know, nothing busting. I don't see any topwater action at all. You know, I have caught a couple that have been on brush, but they've not been very big, but they have been right in the brush, right where you think they need to be. A couple of them that I caught on the docks were on the end in the very back corner of the dock. Just right there at them. So, but they've all been against the seawall or against the bank or something underneath the dock. And so, anyway, go out and try the jig, try to skip. If you can't skip a jig, get a open face, put a wacky rig on it. They're easy to start skipping. Get out there and start getting underneath the docks, and try to put it places that other people ain't putting it. All right? If you can put this where other fishermen have a hard time putting it, afraid to put it, or not very many of them put it there, you have more of a chance of pulling out a fish because they feel safer there. They've not been just hammered on continuously. So you might try that. Just practice. It's going to take some practice. If you try it with a bait caster, take a lot of practice and you're going to get frustrated. If you do it with the Lose SP, or I've got this reel here that I use quite a bit. I do it for flipping now, but I did start out jigging or skipping with it. And of course you can see that is the Cast King Zephyr. Man, it's a shallow spool reel. It skips really good too. I think it's like $69 on Amazon, so you know, you can give it a try. You know, not as much as 300, but and I started out with that, and it works good for skipping. So if that's something you want to get into, you can try it. I'm not going to tell you how to skip, because there's a ton of videos on YouTube on how to skip a dock or how to skip a jig, and I'm not going to tell you because my way's not the right way. You know, I guess the person that I listen to the most and learn more from is G-Man himself, Gerald Swindle. I mean, he skips docks, and you know, he skips a jig, skips 3/8. That's what this is, 3/8 ounce. You know, I don't do the ball and out jig like he does, but you know, but I do learn a lot from him in his videos. So go check him out. There's some others on YouTube that are phenomenal fishermen, a lot better than me. I'm just out here just fun fishing, just having a good time. Maybe something that I do can help you guys. If it doesn't, you know, I'm sorry, but if it does, great. That makes me happy. All right, we'll see you guys later.